Good morning, everyone. Blocky Poncho here. Today is Thursday, February 21st. I'm weighing in 181 pounds, and I'm still on page 66 of Atlas Shrugged. But I expect that my new schedule will help me find some time to read it now. Today, if you missed yesterday's video, today is the first day of what I'm calling the month of purification. Now, I'd like to start by saying this is not Lent. This is a thing I'm doing entirely on my own. It's not affiliated with anything else. I came up with it myself. So, here's what it is. For 1 month, I am not going to consume any alcohol, any caffeine. I'm not going to put any hot sauce type additives on my food. I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to work that one down gradually. The other ones are all cold turkey. And I'm also going to start a running routine. So, starting on next Tuesday, I've already got a running partner, and I've already got a schedule figured out. So we're going to run on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 8 o'clock at night after it's dark. But hopefully before it's too cold, because you don't want that cold air getting in your lungs when you're running and drying out your throat. So I've got it all, it's all planned out, and today's the first day. Just, nothing to it but to do it. Whew! This is going to suck. But, most of these things, I expect it'll only be a month. Like the hot sauce. Why would I not eat hot sauce ever again? I mean, the whole idea here is that I want to remove all the things that I can develop a tolerance to. And sleeping in, alcohol, hot sauce, caffeine, these are all things that you can get too used to having to the point where you don't appreciate them anymore, and it's no longer a treat. So removing these things for a month sort of reboots my whole perspective and allows me to enjoy those things more after the month is over and in smaller amounts. So, perfect. That's exactly what I want. Now, the hard part comes this month when I have to just avoid these things. Don't consume them. Whew, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. I feel like I can do it. I mean, for a month, for sure. I'm not sure if I want to mark. I guess I'll mark every day what day we're on. We're supposed to be doing 30 days. Today's day 1. So where am I going to mark these? There we go. I'll make marks on my little notepad over there, like I'm in prison and I got to count how many days I've been in here. Yeah. Or they got all the what do they call, tally marks? Or they got all the tally marks on the walls. All that stuff. So I already had breakfast, and I'm sticking to my no caffeine thing, which it turns out that the only sodas that the dining hall has that's got no calories, which I refuse to drink calories, and at least in soda, and no caffeine, is Sprite Zero, which is not particularly good. So I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. That's probably a good thing, though. It's really all your body needs. Anything else should be a treat, right? We need more goals. I need more goals. So I decided that since I've pretty much mastered, I won't say I've mastered 3-ball juggling, but I have gotten fairly consistent to where usually when I pick them up, I can go, if I wanted to, I could go for 50 tosses on average and just sort of keep going until, oh, I thought I could save it that time. I've gotten pretty consistent with 3-ball juggling, and if I start going, I'm probably going to get 30 or 40 tosses before I mess up. It goes pretty quickly. So with more practice, I'll get to the point where I can just do it pretty much indefinitely. And really, that's where I am now. I can pretty much juggle as long as I want until something happens. Like I make some kind of mistake that I don't recover from well enough. Like when the biggest thing that happens to me is that when two balls collide in midair, it totally throws me off. But we need a new goal. And like I say, since I've pretty much mastered 3-ball juggling, I want to try 4 balls. And I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this. The first thing I'm going to have to do is make another juggling ball because the other 2 that I have are way too large. So we'll have to do that at some point. I already have a water bottle I can use to make them. you haven't seen that, go back to look at the, I forget what it was called. It was back in the middle of January, probably near the beginning of January when I made these in a video. So, I don't know how 4-ball juggling works. I think that when you juggle 4 balls, it's in like the circular pattern that I was attempting to do when I first guessed how juggling would work. And this pattern I don't think is the best, definitely not the best for 3 balls. But maybe for 4, I could get something going there. So I'll do some research and I'll figure out how it is that people, that actual jugglers, like to juggle 4 balls, how that's done. And I want to start practicing it today. And the goal is that today's day 1. I want to, on day 8, be able to juggle 4 balls for you guys. And the goal will be the same as before. 15 clean tosses and clean catches will be considering the goal accomplished. Because that's the point where you can pull it out and show people, look, I can do this. And they're like, wow, you can do that. And they believe it's not just, oh, you threw it one time. That doesn't even count as juggling. 15 is enough that you have the skill and you're just honing it at that point. So that's what I wanted to say today. Everything is looking good. This month of purification is going to be an interesting experience for me. And if you've got anything in your life that you've developed a sort of tolerance to, something that used to be a treat for you, but now you have it all the time and it no longer means anything, or it doesn't mean as much, or it isn't as nice of a pleasant surprise, cut it out. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Quit today with me and go for it 30 days without it. And tell me about it in the comments if you're going to go with me. And some good things to try would be caffeine or alcohol, if you're consuming any amount of those, really. Caffeine, you can sneak up on you with how much you end up drinking if you drink soda. And then the getting up early thing, I'm excited about the results of that. I'm not excited about the method, because basically, I don't know if I explained this very well in yesterday's video. The reason I think getting up early is an advantage is because the first few hours that you spend in the morning are typically fairly productive hours relative to the rest of your day. You get up, and what's the first thing you do? You go shower, you put on some clothes, you get some food in you. You do all these things that you gotta do to get ready to go to work or go to school or whatever. Whereas the last 2 hours before bed, they're usually, you're laying around the house. Maybe you're watching late night TV, maybe on the weekends you're drinking, you're out on the town, or maybe just watching YouTube videos. I know that's what happens to me a lot of the time. I'll be watching YouTube videos and all of a sudden it's 12 o'clock at night and it's like, oh, I gotta get up tomorrow, I gotta make a video tomorrow morning. And so I've spent the last hour just watching YouTube videos, just random stuff. You know how it is when you get stuck on YouTube and before long you're on a video that's like completely unrelated to the one you were watching 10 minutes ago. It's even worse now with the way they've messed up the related videos. Anyway, so what I see this as, by getting up earlier and going to bed earlier, I'm sort of taking 2 hours from the end of the day, where I'm usually laying around doing nothing, and I'm putting those hours at the beginning of the day, where I'm getting stuff done. I'm hoping that that's going to result in me getting more things done, being more productive, and I'm also hoping that getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning is going to be something that I can get used to, so that when I have a job, it's no big deal. But that's all I wanted to say for today. I am going to look up 4-ball juggling. If you see, that's what it is, man. I keep going until they hit each other in the air. I'm going to look up 4-ball juggling, and it's just talking and juggling is like LPing. It's hard to have your brain on 2 things at the same time. I'm going to look that stuff up and start practicing today. Keep on my month of purification. Let me know in the comments if you want to quit anything with me for this month. And I'll see you tomorrow morning.